Ben here, going through the mechanics of your swing for some video analysis work on the spring break camp, and just wanted to go through a couple things that I found to work on here. So let's go ahead and get started here. We do have a little bit of an open stance, and that's fine in regards to the start of our swing. And you start with your weight back, which is also fine. Just make sure when you come back to center that you're on time, and you do have some timing mechanisms that you do in order to get ready for your swing. And again, that's fine. Just got to make sure that you get ready and on time to be consistent. So let's go ahead and go through here. Our stance is fine. You have good posture. Your eyes are on the baseball. Your hands are in a good spot. Your knees are bent. I would like to see your stance a little bit wider and more balanced, but let's see if you get on time here in regards to our swing. So when I get myself going, one thing you'll notice is you have a pretty big leg kick, which is fine, but remember, the more movement you have, the more chance for error that you have. So as you get older, it's going to be harder to keep this high of leg kick. You might want to tone it down and just do more of a drag or just a small step off, but because your timing has to be pretty well on in order to have that big a leg kick. Now that you have a lot of leg kick, but we don't have a lot of weight transfer, so as you see, as I go into my leg kick, it's the same weight transfer as someone that doesn't have a leg kick, just because you kind of put it up and kind of put it back down. One thing that's going to make a big difference for you is we have to engage our lower half more. There's two big things that I see. One is I want you to focus on the front foot. And what's going to happen is that front foot, when it lands, it begins to just open up on me. And you can see that front foot. And that spins that front hip open as well. So if I go back here, you've got to make sure when you land that we don't land with our heel facing that direction. You can see right now that your heel is facing these guys back here when it really needs to be facing this guys over here. So you need to have more of a closed stride. What that's going to do is that's going to create you to have a closed, firm front side to hit with or hit against. And so when you go to your land foot, you can see that that foot needs to turn from, instead of this angle, it needs to be more this angle. That's called a closed front side, and that's going to be able to let you hit against the closed front side and really help your power. The next big thing that I see that we need to work on is this front arm. You can see that right now it's locked, and this is going to make us cast to the ball. We call it casting. That's going to make us really slow to the ball. We want to be short to it and long through it. And this is going to make us long to it and long through it. So as you'll see right here, when that arm begins to straighten out, we want to have that arm straighten out in front of our body and not behind our body. So if I go into bring this a couple frames back, you can see that that front arm, that bottom hand begins to lock on me, and that's going to make us long to the ball. So for faster pitching, we're not going to be able to drop our hands in. So we fixed our lower half with getting you wider and getting you stronger and more powerful. We're fixing now our top half in regards to making sure that we're staying short to the ball and long through the ball. So at this point of our swing, you need to make sure that you're going to have a good angle in our hands, and you're going to have see this arm right here. You want to have a good bend in our arm at this point of our swing. You don't want that to happen until you're out in front of contact. You can see you want your arms to get extended right there out in front, but not before then. So if you bring your arms back, you can see right away, even my land foot has barely landed, and you can see that that arm is already locked. So what I would do is I would recommend to get a really small bat, like a smallest bat you can find, like a T-ball bat, maybe one of your old bats, and just do some soft toss with your arm, just kind of having it rest on your shoulder, but have a nice 90 degree in that arm. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take that bat off our shoulder, and you're just going to go right to the baseball. We need to make sure that you're going to get extension out in front here, and not get extension out and back before contact. And you can see that that arm is dead straight, and that stays straight the whole time. So what's going to happen is you're going to not be able to get the really fast pitching as you get older. But more importantly, you're going to lose a lot of power. So the cool thing is this is going to make a huge difference in regards to our swing once you fix these two items, because you're very athletic and you can do so much more power with your swing, but you're you're not getting enough out of it. So those are the two big things in regards to our lower half with our stride foot, hitting against closed, firm front side, and in regards to that bottom arm, it's going to make a big difference. You can see here that we're not hitting against the closed front side enough, so we're using a lot of our arm and arm strength. So at this point, I would want to have your foot kind of more out here. I would want this back heel to not be facing these guys. I'd want it to face this dugout over here. So if you'll notice when you do that, your knees will get a little bit farther apart, which is going to help you with your power. So you can see that your knees are pretty close together right here, and you're up on your toe. You want to be more on the ball of your foot, but you can see how when you're done at this part of our swing, you want that head to kind of be up in here, but you can see that your angle of our body is more kind of angled this way when you want it to be nice and tall like this. So don't have it angled this way. If you draw that straight line, your head should be up here, but right now your head's kind of angled over here. So that's going to help you work down and through and drive the baseball. This is going to help you lift the baseball. And we don't want to lift baseballs, we want to drive baseballs. And that's the biggest thing to work on. So let's go through another swing here. Typically when you go through swings, it's going to be a little bit of the same stuff for swing number 2. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that to see if it is the same kind of things we talked about. Making sure that big leg kick that you stride out, again, the more movement you have, the more chance for error that you have. So when you have that big leg kick, make sure that you stride out, get good separation in our feet. You can see we don't get a lot of separation, and we just kind of pick that foot up and put it back down. So we need to take a little bit longer stride, tone down that leg kick. I think it'll make a big difference having this land foot. Don't land your foot facing this way. Have your front foot facing that way. You can see that bottom arm begin to lock it out on me. A little bit better at contact here, but again, at the end of the bat a little bit, but we got to get ourselves a little bit stronger. If we're shorter to it and longer through it, it's going to get us stronger. We're also going to get stronger by having this your feet just a little bit wider in regards to that stride, and you can see that angle is not bad, pretty good angle. But you can see as you keep hitting, you go backwards. You want that angle to be have that head just a hair forward. You can see at here that our head, our angle of our body is just a hair back. You kind of want it a little bit taller. When you're taller, that angle of that barrel is going to be more downhill, and that's going to help you drive the baseball a little bit better. So watch this video over and over again. This is some huge things that I think are going to help you a bunch. You're very athletic. I know that you'll get this very quick. And keep up the good work. We look forward to having you back, and looking forward to the progress on how you work on your swing. So have a great season, and see you next time.